Hi guys, Mrs. Peterson here. As you can tell, I have on my handy dandy headphones. I am going to be your pilot today on the Music Express. Today we're going to be reading this story. It's called Becoming Bach. All right. By Tom Leonard. Becoming Bach. And oh yes, Papa Ox is here to visit. He wants to hear the story as well. There was always music. And this is Johann Ambrosius Bach. Music was always being played. When it wasn't being played, I heard it in my head. And now we have Johann Sebastian Bach, age 1. And in this picture, we're going to have his family tree showing us who his ancestors were. My family had been musicians for over 200 years. In our part of Germany, musicians were called Bachs. I always wanted to be a Bach. So his mother was Maria Elizabeth Lammerhieri, and then his father was Johann Ambrosius Bach. And then we have Johann Sebastian Bach. He was age 3 in this picture. We would bring our instruments and play and sing on a hillside. Even our picnics had music. I learned to play the harpsichord, the trumpet, the violin, the flute, and the organ, and I sang in my strongest voice. See if you can find those instruments in the pictures. The harpsichord, the trumpet, the violin, the flute, the organ, and then his own voice was even his instrument. After mother and father went to heaven, I needed to say things, but words weren't enough. Ordruf, 1694. I walked over 30 miles with my brother, Johann Jacob, to live with our oldest brother, Johann Christoph. He taught me music. Wow. I loved to copy music, but my brother hid the hard music from me. I found it when he was sleeping at night and copied it. The music made patterns on the page. The patterns made music when you played them. Wow. I see some symbols that we know. I see the treble clef. Right? I see a whole note. I see, what else do I see? A lot of things on the page here. We see the staff with 5 lines on the top in our treble clef. All right, let's see what else happens in the story. Patterns like the designs on my mother's dress. Patterns like the ripples on the surface of the river. So he's seeing that music makes patterns. Wow. New happy, new sounds, happy sounds, quiet sounds, yellow sounds, red sounds, blue sounds, all the sounds in my head. I needed to make patterns, so I wrote music. Patterns of sound, patterns of invention. Just 7 notes. Every note made a different sound. Let's see if we remember those 7 notes. Our musical alphabet starts on A. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then it starts over with A. You're right. Oh, he's making patterns with those 7 notes. Wow. This picture goes this way. What sounds could I make with 7 notes? Look at all those sounds. Just 7 notes, 2 notes together made a different sound. 3 notes together made an even more different sound. I saw patterns everywhere I looked. When I got my first job as a church organist, I sat down at the organ. I looked at the massive pipes that seemed to rise up to heaven above, the manuals on the keyboard all lined up in black and white, the pedals on the pedal board beneath my feet. I looked at the stops in rows like notes on a page. I pulled out all the stops. These are the stops. With the pipe organ, all the pipes go up really high, and the sound comes out through these little holes. As I produced the largest sound possible, a sound that could be heard for miles, it was a mighty sound. It was a sound that could be heard and would be heard forever. It was the sound in my head. So he could finally express the music and the sound out for everyone else to hear. And this is going through history. And there's even a gentleman, a guy today that has a shirt with Bach on the front. It was then that I knew I had become Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach. The end. Ox, you did so well. You're a good listener. Thank you, buddy. All right, guys. See you later. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.